Greetings again everybody, and welcome to my next little talk on how you too can make your spare room sound like the Temple of Karnak in ancient Egypt. Today's little talk will be all about ancient Egyptian scales and how you can improvise on them. This fantastic lyre I'm playing is manufactured by the Mid-East Manufacturing Company, and there is a URL link in the video description to their website. And it is a replica of the 10-string ancient Jewish kinnor, the Hebrew word for lyre. It was the temple lyre in the Temple of Jerusalem. I'm going to be discussing today about track 1 of my album, King David's Lyre, Echoes of Ancient Israel. This, quite frankly, fantastic, meditative, mystical album is available for just $12.99 on cdbaby.com, or the instant digital download is just $8.99. Well, that's the plug out the way with, thank goodness. On to ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, although they didn't have a form of musical notation like we do, with dots and dashes and things, they did have a form of musical notation which used hand gestures. This was known as chironomy, C-H-I-R-O-N-O-M-Y. And the actual hand gestures represented both the change in pitches or intervals between notes and also to ornament the melody. And the late Professor Hans Hickman of the museum in Cairo, I think was the first academic to decipher an actual scale used and illustrated by chironomy. The scale he deciphered is this one. It's a minor pentatonic scale, a scale of 5 notes. It sounds almost like a Chinese scale when you first hear it. Let's take you through the notes and how it's tuned on the kinnor. If you do get one of these kinnors, I'd strongly advise replacing the higher string with a regular nylon E-guitar string, because you have to tune it quite high to get into this particular scale. The highest note here is A, then we have F, E, D, B flat, A, F, E, D, and a B flat at the bottom. In the Music of Moses on my album, I want to try and convey the ancient connection between the ancient Hebrews and the ancient Egyptians. I use a variety of lyre playing techniques, some of which are actually still heard in Egypt today. In Egypt there is a form of lyre known as the simsimya, which apparently dates way back to the Middle Kingdom of ancient Egypt, almost 4,000 years ago. One of the styles that the simsimya lyre players use these days is lots of nice tremolo effects like this, which are used a lot in the Music of Moses. Etc. Another ancient lyre playing technique I use is based on the Kara lyre players of Eritrea in East Africa. The Kara, K-R-A-R, you can also see that on YouTube if you type in Kara. They do a technique called string blocking. That's where you actually block notes which you don't require in the melody and just strum with a plectrum those that you do require. So you can actually play chords. In the Music of Moses, I block the 6th and the 8th string, which creates this chord. And if I just move my finger off the 6th string, with a nice, that's a major 7th, then you can strum rhythm like this. Followed by a nice little glissando. In the Music of Moses and throughout all the tracks on King David's Lyre, Echoes of Ancient Israel, I do quite a lot of alternating between finger pluck tones in the left hand and plectrum pluck tones in the right hand. I first had the idea of doing this after seeing lots of illustrations of ancient Greek lyre players. In ancient Greece, they played a lyre very similar to this. Again, this was called the kithara. On YouTube, if you type in Michael Atherton and Melismos, it's a fantastic group that plays ancient Greek music. They actually have a replica of the kithara. It's almost identical to this thing. Yeah, so if you look at if you do a Google image search of kithara, you'll see that the ancient Greek lyre players, they played with the left hand up here and plectrum down here. Almost can sound like two instruments played simultaneously. On the subject of ancient Greece, I noticed that this minor pentatonic tuning, you can actually play a couple of examples of genuine ancient Greek music. If you listen to my improvisation, The Music of Moses, I quote the first Delphic hymn to Apollo from about 138 BC, and a piece of music called Threnos, which can be attributed to the ancient Greek poet Simonides. Etc. That's examples of ancient Greek music, and so presumably the kithara was also pentatonically tuned. Who knows? Another thing I do in the improvisation of The Music of Moses, I put my sort of plectrum down very deftly halfway through the recording in the recording studio, and I play just finger pluck tones in both hands. It can sound like a harp, something like this. This scale, you can just basically make it up as you go along, just with a few rules of the thumb. So, The Music of Moses, check it out now. For a taste of The Music of Moses, just before you buy the CD, you can listen to my the full version on my MySpace channel. That's myspace.com Jubal's Lyre. I go under the name Ancient Echoes on MySpace, but there's also a URL link in the video description. Anyway, back to the Temple of Karnak. Bye for now.